All right, let's get right into it. If you've ever looked at the world of finance and thought, wow, that is a huge, confusing mess I'm supposed to understand, then you've landed in the exact right place. We're about to map out a clear path from that financial confusion to some real clarity, and it all kicks off today.
You know that feeling, right? You've put in the work, and boom, that first real salary hits your bank account. It's an incredible moment. But it's followed almost immediately by this giant question. Now what? Seriously, what do I do with this? Save it? Spend it? Should I be investing? Where? How? It can get pretty overwhelming fast.
And that's exactly when these big questions start to creep in. You've got friends talking about stocks, your social media feed is just packed with gurus promising you'll get rich quick, and suddenly you're just drowning in information. It's honestly paralyzing. And it all boils down to that one huge question. Where do I even begin?
Well, here is your beginning. We're going to reframe this whole thing. This isn't a boring class, it's a quest. Think of it as your 50-day financial quest, a journey that's specifically designed to take you from that feeling of confusion to a place of real, actual confidence.
50. That's the magic number. We're not talking about doing this someday or eventually. Nope. This is a concrete 50-day plan. In just a little over a month and a half, you can totally change the way you think about and handle your money.
And this is the most important part. This is built for you, not for some Wall Street trader and not for your parents' generation. This is for the person who has just started earning money. We're tackling your questions, your goals, right from your starting point.
So, how are we going to get there? We've laid out a super clear path. We're going to take you from the absolute must-know basics all the way to some of the more advanced stuff, building up your knowledge one step at a time.
And this lays out the journey perfectly. First things first, step 1, we build a solid foundation. That means getting a handle on savings, plus key things like your EPFO and the National Pension System, or NPS. Once that's solid, we move on to step 2 and enter the market. We'll talk about the stock market, individual stocks, and IPOs. Then, in step 3, we get smart about diversifying with things like mutual funds and ETFs. And finally, step 4, we put it all together. You'll understand the bigger picture with loans and actually build a real investment strategy. See? It's a logical path, so you'll never feel like you're getting thrown in the deep end.
You know, a massive part of this quest is just cutting through all the jargon. The world of finance loves its complicated terms and acronyms. But at the end of the day, they're just words. Our whole goal here is to turn that intimidating language into knowledge you can actually use, one simple explanation at a time.
Like for instance, you hear the term IPO thrown around constantly. What is it? It's just an initial public offering. That's all. It's the moment a private company decides to sell pieces of itself, or shares, to the public for the very first time. That's it. No complicated bluff.
Or what about an ETF, an exchange-traded fund? Okay, picture a shopping basket. Instead of buying just one apple, you can buy a whole basket that's already filled with apples, oranges, and bananas. An ETF is just like that basket, but for investments. It holds a bunch of different stocks or bonds, and you can buy or sell that entire basket in one go, just like a single stock.
And hey, it's not all just about the market. What about NPS, the National Pension System? This is a really powerful tool backed by the government that's designed specifically to help you save for retirement, for your future. Understanding this stuff is every bit as important as understanding stocks.
Which brings us to a really crucial point. Look, learning definitions is great, but the real goal here is so much bigger. It's about building what we call a no-bluff mindset. It's about changing how you think about money, moving past just knowing facts to having a whole new way of approaching your finances.
This slide just says it all, doesn't it? This is the shift. We're talking about going from confusion to clarity, from just following whatever the latest hype is to following an actual strategy. And maybe most importantly, going from that low-level anxiety about money to a quiet confidence that you are in control. That right there, that's the transformation.
And when you have that new mindset, you get a powerful new toolkit to go with it. You'll actually be able to make informed decisions, not just wild guesses. You'll finally get your head around the balance between risk and reward. You'll learn the principles for building real long-term wealth, and you'll get that incredible feeling of finally having financial control over your own life.
So let's end with this thought. Every single one of us has a financial story. For a lot of you, with that first paycheck, you've just written the opening line. These next 50 days are all about making sure that you become the author of your story, not just a character in it. So really, the only question left is, are you ready to start writing?